This is our neighborhood in Taipei, which means we have to eat food. We don't believe that you have to go to the super famous restaurants to get really, really good food. Just look around your Airbnb or the spot that you're staying at, and I'm pretty sure you can find really good food. We're gonna test that theory and eat our neighborhood in Taipei. We're staying near Guting Station and Taipower Station area, so that's where we're gonna eat most of our food. You should try and do this with wherever you're staying too. Let's eat! Woo! For breakfast today, beef noodles. We're here at Guoji, which is a small neighborhood beef noodle shop, and it just opened, but it is packed. In fact, we came here before it opened, and it was already packed. We haven't really had beef noodles in Taiwan yet, and that's probably a sin. So let's try it now. That's the normal beef noodle soup. It's a small size. These are different noodle thicknesses, I think. And the jjajangmyeon, just a small size. Wonton in red oil. And pidang tofu, which is a century egg and whole tofu. Is this small? Actually shook. What we have learned with pidang tofu is that you have to blend it first. So that's what we did. Let's try it. It's got like a garlic soy sauce on it. Bonito flakes, spring onions. And the century egg is mostly for the texture. It's very mild in flavor, you can barely taste it. It's not funky. I think if you're looking for the flavor, you can taste it. Garlic sauce definitely overcomes any sense of unfamiliarity. I like it. We're gonna try the chili oil wontons first. That's some really good chili oil. It's quite spicy. Wontons have so much ginger in it, but it makes it really fragrant rather than you can see the chili oil. The chili oil is a bit numbing and tingly, but in terms of spice level, it's less than half of my tolerance, I think. Really, I think it gets quite spicy. Maybe the more I eat, yeah, but on the first bite, it's not too bad. The wontons are really bad, but it feels pretty cheap. Like a lot of it is skin, but it's very fragrant because there's a lot of ginger in there. Everything goes really well. Wontons, chili oil, a little bit of soy sauce, some spring onions, just a winning combination, I think. Let's try the soup from the beef soup noodles first. It's really light. It looks oily, but it doesn't feel oily. There's umami from the beef soup and some sweetness and savory, salty flavor. But the pickled vegetables on top add a bit of sourness and a depth of flavor that fills in the gaps where the beef soup doesn't. The beef, that's so soft. That's ridiculous. How do they do that? There's no texture of tenderizers either. They could have pressure cooked it. Wow. Of course, the noodles. It's got a good al dente bite. Solid flour noodles. It doesn't quite bounce, but I do like this texture. You don't have to fight it too much. The last one is jjajangmyeon. It is a Taiwanese style of the Chinese origin. Okay, let's eat. It's sweet. It tastes like they put cinnamon in it or something. That's quite interesting. I've never tasted it like this before. It does taste of the fermented soy paste, but not as salty. It gets the minced, shredded, boiled vegetables, and just noodles. It's a very simple dish. I like this one a lot. That was really good. Really, really good. It was actually really different from what we get, what we've grown up with in our neighborhood. Nonetheless, good quality. How does it compare with the famous one? The super famous one? We have no idea, but we'll just never know. I'm really satisfied with this one, so, and I'm very full. I don't think you need to go to the famous one, but there you go. A lot of people said that the tomato beef noodle soup is good. Then we're also getting duck blood and tofu soup. We're also getting chicken feet, which a lot of people also recommended, and blanched vegetables. They don't have duck blood today, so we took that apparently. We're gonna try the chicken feet first, which is what a lot of people recommended. Let's go. That's really braised. It's very sticky. If you've never had chicken feet, just liken it to chicken skin. It's a very collagenous, blobby texture. A little bit sticky from the grease. This one has a lot more meat than I expected. The flavor is your typical Taiwanese braised food flavor. It's a little bit herbal. A little bit soy. Slightly sweet, slightly salty as well. Not as salty as I expected it to be. It looks like it's just soy sauce, but as soon as you smell it, herbs. Might be an acquired taste, but this is really good. This is really good. Next up, some vegetables. This is just blanched, I believe. Let's try it. This one is water spinach, also known as kangkong. It's so flavorful. It tastes like garlic and stuff. The vegetables are crispy too. It's not fibrous at all. Wow, that's really good. That's really good. I can eat that all day. Now the one we've been waiting for, the tomato beef. It's fragrant even before you sip it. It tastes a little herbal, like the Chinese medicinal herbs that the chicken feet would also have been cooked in. It tastes like that, but with the slight sweet and sour flavor of a braised tomato as well. What this just reminds me of is the beef noodle soup, except with tomatoes stewed into it. It's, I guess, similar to, conceptually, the Vietnamese tomato beef stew soup. Possibly it's a different style, but also a kind of beef noodle soup. Either way, this is still really good. It's not too acidic. It doesn't have the flavor of the preserved vegetables that we got with the other beef soup that we had. The sourness comes from the tomatoes instead of the preserved vegetables. So this one is just as light and just as good. It's really soft. It's less chewy than other Taiwanese noodles we've had. Does it soak up more of the flavor too? A little bit, not so much because it's quite dense. But this one, I think it's because there's quite a bit of oil from the beef in the soup that it helps it cling on to the noodles. I do like this one a lot. Let's try the beef. Oh, it comes off so easily. My one might be a little harder than yours, but it's still chewy. I like that you can feel the difference between the tendon and the muscle meat, but it's still so tender. Even though you can feel the fibers of the muscle. I'm definitely gonna get bits of beef stuck between my teeth. Honestly, I think everything is to preference. Personally, I like this one better. I don't know if I can say which one I like more. Because it's so different, actually. That's alright. They're both really good. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. I noticed that the more we ate, the sweeter it got. It wasn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just a different flavor profile to the other beef noodle that we had. I didn't have time to notice that because she drank all the soup. I really liked the soup. It also was a little more medicinal, a bit more herbal. I'm really happy with that. We just had breakfast at a really good sesame noodle shop. We weren't planning to do any video on this, but just like the atmosphere and everything was really nice. So, and the food was really good. Really good. The price is good, the food is good. And it was really refreshing for such a hot day as well. The sesame is really nice. It's nutty. And the whole thing is cold and slightly sweet. But it's not too rich or greasy at all. The preserved egg makes it nice, I think. It adds a specific sort of flavor to it. There's also a little bit of garlic in here. So it cuts through the heaviness of the sesame really nicely and adds a little bit of spiciness as well. The owner described this as a curry noodles. I think it might be to take on, say, a Southeast Asian curry because it's very strongly of coconut milk and it's got some spice. I think it's quite interesting. This is probably not a very local Taiwanese dish. This is just the owner's take on curry noodles. How would I describe this? It's like eating a laksa diluted with coconut milk. It does get a little creamy for me, but personally I can't eat too much heavy cream rich things. I think people who enjoy cream pasta or the like will really enjoy this place. Highly recommend. It's the last morning before we fly out. We need breakfast, and there's breakfast here. Let's go. I got the fun with egg, with
which is a rice roll with stuff inside. I'm not fully sure what they do here, so let's give it a go. The rice roll was still warm because I think the rice is still freshly cooked. It's got pork floss and a fried dough fritter inside. And what I didn't expect was that the fritter was actually still crispy. So it adds a nice texture to it. The pork floss adds some sweetness and some savoriness as well, which is really nice. I think the egg doesn't do too much to it, but if you want extra protein for breakfast, it's a good way of doing it. It's got pickled vegetables in there too, which makes it a little bit sour, but it complements the sweetness of the pork floss really well. I had an egg crepe, and I chose the one with cheese just because I was curious to see what they would do. It turns out they put a slice of American cheese in there, and it came with a radish cake or turnip cake. I guess the crepe is just there for some carbs and to hold it together. It's not really anything but texture. The egg is really nice. It's soft, it's warm, and the spring onions interspersed throughout is quite fragrant even though it's being cooked. Even though the cucumbers are kind of room temperature, they still taste refreshing, and it does add some vegetables to the dish. The cheese, however, makes it a little salty for me. There's not really a balance of sweet and salty. It's mostly just salty. So I would recommend trying other flavors. There's like ham, there's pork floss, there's tuna. They all come with egg. So this is the radish cake. Not a great texture. It seems like a really cheap dish. It's mostly just floury. Not a lot of flavor. I got soy milk. This one is warm. It's definitely sweetened. A little on the sweet side, but it's not too sweet at the same time. It's a good soy flavor, but the whole thing is quite mild. I like that. That's good. It was a good breakfast. Very filling and very cheap. But for me, I'm not sure whether the high ratings are because it's a student breakfast that's extremely cheap and well portioned, or whether it tastes that much better than any of the other breakfast spots. Personally, I really enjoyed the rice roll, so I think that might be the most recommended out of all the things we had today. That was Eat Your Neighborhood in the Guting Station Taipower station area. I really enjoyed pretty much everything that we ate along the way. Pretty much everything we ate was good, which goes to show that you don't need to go to the really famous restaurants to get really good food. Why not try looking around your area to see if there's a food which is very highly rated as well. Anyway, the location and the times of all the restaurants we had in this video will be put in an article which will be linked in the description below. As to where we are now, follow us on Instagram at TwinsSpeakEatGo. We'll see you next time!